Hey there, fellow classic comic collectors. As always, I'm Scott Harris King. Today, I'm just going to do a short video to talk about some of the reasons why, for the time being, I'm not going to be using CGC anymore. Before I get into that, I just want to mention I'm still running my contest. When I hit 350 subscribers, we're going to spin the wheel of fun, and someone's going to win some prints. And I'm going to do a video based on whatever the winner wants me to do. So I have another video. I'll try and put the link here with all the rules and stuff. All you got to do is comment on that video. Tell me what video you want me to make. And if you win, I will make that video regardless of what you're asking for. So just rack your brain and sign up for that. But I want to talk a little bit about CGC. Now, I don't use CGC a lot. The last time I sent in anything myself was for my comic, The Crime Busters. I sent in a set of all of the first issue variants. Here's my Kickstarter exclusive legacy numbering variant, which carries on the numbering from Boy Comics. And so I sent in one of each of the variants for issue 1, and I'm happy with the results that I got. And I have been considering sending some more stuff to them. I just had my comic Cthulhu versus Uncle Sam finished, and I thought it might be cool to get some of those CGC for myself, but also maybe see if people wanted to buy some CGC versions. And I've also been thinking about it in terms of my trading challenge. Right now, the trading challenge, I've had so much on my plate, I haven't really been able to do a lot of trading. But as you know, I'm trying to trade up from dollar bin books to all the way up to get a All-Star 8, the first appearance of Wonder Woman. And one of the things that I can theoretically do is if I get something really cool in that I think either needs to be CGC'd for trading purposes, or I think will have the value dramatically increased for trading purposes, I could send it to CGC. That's part of the rules that I set up for myself. And there's a couple books that I'm thinking that I have in my to add to the pile, to the kitty list, that I've been thinking about adding in with my empty slots, including Star Slayer #2, the first Rocketeer. That book's been getting really, really hot because they just announced a new Rocketeer movie. And I have a couple really nice copies that I got in the dollar bins a while ago. And I was thinking about sending one of those to CGC because, of course, the difference between a raw copy and a high-grade CGC version is drastic. But I've decided not to send in anything for the time being. And the reason is, there's a couple reasons, but basically, I'm active on the CGC forums, and CGC right now just seems to be a huge mess. I almost just dropped an F-bomb, but there's threads all the time, every day, being updated from people who have sent stuff into CGC, and they've completely messed up the order. Now, the ones that are not even getting into how long it's taken to do. Basically, I think the main issue at CGC right now is they're just overwhelmed with the number of entries. The huge price surges that we've seen over the last year has brought, everybody now wants to sell so they can get in while it's hot. And so everyone's sending tons of stuff to CGC. And at the same time, CGC has expanded their services. So now they're also doing trading cards and stuff like that, and so they're trying to do way more things, and at the same time there's way more demand, and so I think they're just being massively overwhelmed, and you can see the quality control is absolutely terrible. Every single day on the CGC forums, there's people posting books that they've gotten back where they've been on the ones that are just dumb. They're getting things where they put the book in the thing upside down inside the case, or they put it in backwards. All the time the labels are getting messed up, where it'll have the wrong issue number, it'll have the wrong title, the wrong volume. Sometimes CGC has special labels you can get. So like if you want, and if you're sending in something with Spider-Man, you can ask for the Spider-Man label. They're messing those up. People are getting Spider-Man books back that have a Batman label and all sorts of stuff like that. But even worse, there's been a lot of stuff recently I've seen where people are getting damaged books back. There was one person who had posted a thread recently where they had sent in a bunch of high grade, like modern books, and they got the whole giant shipment of 25 books back, and all of them had a crunched corner. And the other people commenting on it were basically the general consensus, best guess, is that the books were kept in a pile and the pile fell over because they all have a crunch on the exact same corner. And that person then, like, complained to CGC, and CGC was like, okay, send the books back, and we'll press them and regrade them. And so he did that, and he said that after pressing, most of them still had defects. But when CGC got them back, they forgot to press half of them. They didn't even open the cases. They just sent them back unopened. So now he's got to complain again and send them back again. And that's not an isolated incident. It's happening all the time. Just so many instances of people where their books have been damaged. There's no accountability. And it just seems to me that CGC is just massively overwhelmed due to the demand. The other factor is that CGC was just bought. So CGC, the company, was purchased by some investment group. I forget what it's called. They don't have a very good track record from what I've heard. And well, it's hard to say how that's affecting things or will affect things. It just seems like the company is just in a massive state of flux where there are other grading companies that have put a hold on grading, where they have such a huge backlog because so many people sent stuff in that they've basically said, no, we're not taking any more submissions until we've worked through our backlog. And obviously, when companies do that, they're cutting off their money. They could very easily just keep taking in more and more stuff, but it leads to mistakes and it leads to unhappy customers. So there are some grading companies that have said, nope, we're not going to do that. We're going to stop taking any submissions. We're going to work through this backlog that we have, and once we've caught up, then we'll reopen submissions. That's not what CGC is doing. CGC is constantly, they're just getting more and more stuff in. They're adding more and more services. They're having more and more like private signings, and their quality control, the work that they're delivering, is getting worse and worse. Now, most of this, again, it's not firsthand from me, but I'm on the forums every day, the CGC forums, and there's also the CBCS forums, and the people are on there literally every single day. There's people coming asking how they can get in touch with CGC, showing the examples of all the trash books that they have that have been messed up by CGC, that have been, the labels have been screwed up, the slabs themselves are wrong or broken or messed up, and it's just, it would be bad enough if I was sending in like my own comic to do that. I would be, really upset. But imagine sending in something really valuable. If I was thinking of a while ago, I decided to keep my Avengers 8, but I was thinking about selling it, and I was like, well, I should really send it again and get slabbed. But it's such a huge gamble right now. You send it in because they're the guarantee, and they're supposed to, preserve the book in the grade that is sent to you, but it's just not happening. So anyway, those are just some of the reasons. Obviously, I know a lot of people use CGC and don't have problems. So I would just say, before you send anything in, do some research, look around, and see what you think. And maybe it'll be worth it for you, but to me, it's a roll of the dice, and in a situation that it shouldn't be. You should be able to trust that when you send them the stuff, they're going to take care of the books, grade them correctly, and send them back correctly. And right now, it doesn't seem like any of those three things are really happening. So yeah, just do your research, and hopefully they'll get it sorted out. I do think, much as I dislike a lot of things about the effects of CGC on comic collecting, they do serve a purpose in an online commerce situation like we're in now. So I think we need them to fix things for the sake of the hobby. So I hope they get it fixed. But for me personally, for the time being, I'm not going to send anything to CGC. I might send some things to CBCS. We'll see. But anyway, that's it. Thanks very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.